you need to know why you checked that box and
sure,
where's it going to be.
I can understand that. It's kind of like a review too, because you should actually, after you buy the policy, a year or so down the road, review it to make sure that changes in life are covered. You're not just all of a sudden, maybe you added some members to the family or something of this nature, and you don't think about that. But it would be so good to renew.
Do you review the policies?
And reviews.
Yes, that's a great point, Bill.
It's very important to review your policies, especially your beneficiaries. A lot of people don't realize that a beneficiary in a life insurance policy is not contestable. So if your ex-spouse is your beneficiary and something happens to you, your new spouse does not get it. It's not contestable. Wow. You want to make sure your beneficiaries are up to date at all times.
That brings up...
Go ahead, Candace. I'm sorry.
I must be your beneficiary. You're not changing that.
No, that's true.
We had friends that, yes, you're absolutely right. He passed away, and the brother wanted access because he was the only one still living in his family, but he never changed over his life insurance policies. And he didn't just have one, he had several. Had a very lucrative job, but it all went to his ex-wife's son. And boy, if there weren't feathers ruffled on that one.
Well, I can see that.
That was...
that would be a mess, really.
Well, and it was in the sum of over $500,000. I don't know exactly. I just know that it was over $500,000 in life insurance. And so, that would have made a huge difference had he changed the beneficiary at the time of divorce and made his wishes known. Everything else went, wow, that's a great point. So if I wanted to change that, or wanted my policy reviewed by you, what do I need to do?
You need to give me a call and set up an appointment so that we can sit down and go over your specific situation.
Okay, and we're going to call you at 206-745-2917. And if we wanted to check you out online, we can go and do that at Avante Group on Facebook or AvanteGroupNW.com. So that's just really interesting.
It really is, and it gives us an opportunity. And I think one of the things that everybody should look at, no matter how young you are or how old you are, I can remember many years ago they told me, well, invest in term insurance, buy that, and invest the rest in the stock market, which is two ways of dying in one shot, But when I started the family, the kids were insured. We always had insurers all the way up. And there's so many changes. It's so important, and it's so great to have Denise with us today.
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have
it builds a relationship that now people understand that there's somebody out there that really is going to look at your insurance. They're not interested. Of course, they want to make a living, but they're interested in what you're doing. Building a relationship, knowing that when the time comes, and I've gone through this, when you really need to know what's going on, and you need to know that insurance, and you're faced with financial loss or a family loss or something of this nature, that you can pick up the phone and she's going to be there to help you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, these are for all my animal lovers. Okay? Mm-hmm. Can you carry a policy on an animal?
No.
Can you make an animal a beneficiary?
That's a legal mess. You should talk to your attorney, but you can make anybody your beneficiary. So what would happen is if your animal is a beneficiary, you probably need a trust in somebody to run it. And that's what happens when you leave minors as beneficiaries too, is you wind up having to leave it into a trust for somebody else until they're 18.
Well, these are things though that people...
But one of the other things a lot of people don't realize is a lot of grandparents out there say they want to have a college fund for their grandchildren.
Yes.
And you can actually get a policy on your grandchild, put money in it every single month, fund it for 20 years, and then when they're ready to go to college, there'll be cash values in there that they can use for college. If they don't go to college, they can leave it there until they retire. We've done some estimates for $100 a month on a newborn or somebody young. Mm-hmm. If you fund it for 20 years and then leave it there, your grandchild will be a millionaire when they retire at 65.
That's an incredible gift.
That really is.
But
I got robbed.
Like you said, there's just so many incredible things you can do. If you just think a little bit outside the box and do some planning, and if we know what your heart is and what you want to do, you can leave nonprofits as your beneficiary. Some people, like if you love animals, you can leave the animal shelter as your beneficiary or part beneficiary. You could say, I want 10% to go to the animal shelter and 90% to my family, or to the, whatever it is, Heart
Foundation or some other,
whatever. The beneficiary is your choice, and you can change it at any time.
Well, that's good news. That's good to know.
It just creates a lot of thought processes. What do you really want to do?
Well, it really does. And I don't think that people really understand that at the time of need, your thinking is not clear. If somebody in your home has passed and your thinking is not clear, like I say, once again, it's good to know that you got somebody you can call.
It is.
That's what makes a big difference with me. Good customer relationships and service is what we need nowadays. Well, that just about runs all of our time. It's been great having you, Denise. We got to have you come back because I got questions on other aspects of finances. And when you work with Candace, you never know what your future is going to be. You have no idea. You could be thrown out of a car. You could be run over by a wild chicken, bit by a dog. You just don't know.
It's the wild chicken you always
The wild chicken at the door is the one that bothers me the most.
Denise, I just wanted to say thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate your heart towards the community and your love that you have for humanity. Because really, if any of our listeners are sitting out there just even contemplating, Denise is so doggone approachable, to just open up a conversation and to just see what your possibilities are. Remember, knowledge is power.
You bet.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
If you have any ideas for our show and want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us at your. Oh boy, I'm gonna mess this up, Candace.
You better not.
Okay, yourdisruptors at gmail.com.
Yourdisruptors at gmail.com.
And give us any ideas or critique our show and let us know what we can do better. Besides replacing Candace. Until next time, keep smiling.
I'm in
and
contract.
have a great day. Bye-bye.